Hey everyone, welcome back to another edition of my videos, and today I wanted to show you a really beautiful puzzle. Well, do you know what? I say beautiful. This is a grotesque puzzle that was shared recently on Chess Space on a recent article for Otto Blathy. A really lovely puzzle, this one from Otto. He's actually published some many other of these particular grotesque puzzles over the time, some of which you may have seen yourself through your own chess studies. But this is one he published in 1922. What is a grotesque puzzle? Well, it's a position like this. It's totally fictional, will never happen over the board, but essentially one side has got loads of material, yet it is the side that only has just a few pieces that is able to win the game. We might have a look at a few more of these grotesque puzzles in some future videos, but for now I really wanted to show you this particular one. So, it is white to move, it is white to win, believe it or not. So see if you can solve it. White to play and win this study. Now for this particular one I won't be providing a timestamp for the solution. Quite simply it's because it's very much the forced position. There are a few little areas where white can go wrong, but there's not really a way I can just show you the straight solution without showing you all of the puzzles, like a bit like when I do my checkmate in twos. Okay, so let's have a look at this. So white has got two pieces, but really there's only one move that kind of makes sense here. We've got these squares all covered by black's pieces, so the first move kind of makes sense. It's got to be a check, throwing in our knight onto f4 with check. Now what's fascinating about this is if we wanted to, we can go for a perpetual draw. So after the king goes to c5, we can play our knight to e6, and well, this is the problem for black. His king has got no good squares it can go to. It has to keep going between these two squares. And quite simply it's because as soon as it goes to d5, it is then in direct opposition with the white king. So after the king goes back to d5, we throw another check, and you know, if we wanted to, if we're not feeling very ambitious, we can go for a draw. But there is a win here, and the win is pretty spectacular. Okay, so the first thing we've got to do, and I think the first thing we've got to think about is, can we take these pieces without jeopardizing the solution? So the first thing we can do is after the king moves back to d5 is, sorry, just one second, let me just get my right solution out here. So we can take here on c7. And after this, well, the king has to go back to c5. We take the bishop, king goes back, we run back here, and the king goes there. It's very important that we take these two pieces, as these two pieces will allow black some form of counterplay to be able to win this position. Bear in mind, he just needs to find some way to stop these flurry of checks and have at least his king able to escape to be able to promote one of his pawns or just checkmate the white king quite easily. So we can't give black any time here. Now the knight comes back to e6 with check, king moves back, and we throw in another check. The king goes here. And when I first tried to solve this solution, I actually got it wrong. And the reason I got it wrong was I made the silly mistake earlier on, or even kind of a few moves down the line, of taking here on d3. We don't take here on d3. If you do this, it's just going to be the best you can get as a draw here. The problem with playing this move is it makes the solution impossible. So after the king comes back to d5, we can throw another check in, and let's say the king goes here. And basically our plan here is as followed. We want to move our king somewhere forward so we can then deliver checkmate with our knight. But the problem here is when we move our king to e4, which is the correct path to be able to deliver this mate, black has got the move d3, and this comes with check. The solution is totally lost here, as now after the king, let's say, goes over here, well, black is doing absolutely fine. He can play a move like king along here, and there's no more flurry of checks for white to be able to deliver mate. Black is going to be winning in this position. So we definitely don't take on d3, as well, this pawn is very important. It keeps black entombed here. He hasn't got enough time to then move down here. Another move that I tried to look at was what happens after, let's say, we move our king up to here. And I thought, oh, this looks pretty good, because surely we can just take this pawn and it's going to be an easy win for us. The problem here is now the black has got some very interesting counterplay here. He can play the move knight here with check. And well, wherever this king moves, let's say he moves up to d7, which at the very least keeps things a little bit interesting. Here, black can just simply maybe move a rook over here, let's say, and well, we're just not going to be able to deliver mate. This is check, but the king just comes out here, and this is a nice easy win. So really the best that we can do here with our white king is just go back to this square, after which it's quite an easy win for black here. I think he just moves his pawn forward as one solution, or I think moving his rook away here, something along these lines. So it doesn't quite work. In fact, I think the win for black would be just playing here, as now this gives him some escape room. If the king goes back to here, oh, maybe this doesn't work actually. Interesting. Oh no, we got this check actually. I tell a lie. So that's quite interesting. So these things don't work. So the correct pathway to be able to win this game and win this solution is the move king to e4, which might surprise you. So we're going to be trying to deliver checkmate this way. The thing though is probably something you've noticed is surely can't black just throw in a check here with d5. Well, after this we can move our king forward up to here. We have once again threatening checkmate. These rook moves don't work, as we're going to also be delivering checkmate on d3 as well. So black can continue the flurry of checks. He can throw his bishop onto f6 with check, but the king just simply moves forward. We are still threatening checkmate here, this time on d3. The knight can throw another check here on d8, but the king just moves to d7, and once again we are threatening checkmate. This time either this square, oh no, actually not this square, sorry, either this square, and that's it. So you can just checkmate on d3, and it doesn't matter what black does in this position. He can play any of these pawn moves, any of these rook moves. He has no way of guarding against this pawn. So that was a really gorgeous solution, and well, as I say, it just goes to show how having loads of pieces does not necessarily guarantee a win for one side. And well, you can see from the start, white was down 36 points of material, yet was able to win this game. If you enjoyed this one, have a check out some of my other checkmate puzzles that I've posted on my channel, some other studies that I've done. If you like what you see, make sure you subscribe to the channel, leave a like to this video, and if you want to see some more future content from me. Anyway, take care.